Hello there, freaks and geeks. Welcome to another edition of Up Your Geek Spotlight. I'm your host, Lou Lamar Booker, and on today's show, we'll be speaking with the cast of Harlan Coben's Shelter. Created by New York Times bestselling author Harlan Coben, the series focuses on teenage Mickey Bolitar, whose life is rocked by the death of his father as he goes to start a new life in Kasselton, New Jersey. Mickey quickly finds himself tangled in the mysterious disappearance of a new student at his school, Ashley Kent, which leads to uncovering unimaginable secrets in their quiet suburban community. With the help of his friends, the inventive Spoon and secretive Emma, Mickey pulls back the sleepy facade of Kasselton to reveal the dark underground that may hold the answers to decades of disappearances, deaths, and legends, and may be Mickey's own complex family history. Hear what the cast had to say.
Time for us to up our geek.
Ready, set, up your geek.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Good to talk to you.
Well, good. I better make it good.
Yeah. This is a show I like to call Up Your Geek Spotlight. We're here with Constance Zimmer, and we're going to be talking about Harlan Coben's Shelter, which is going to be premiering on Prime Video August 18th. So Constance, I follow you on social media, and I just saw you just were overseas and looking like you were having a blast and on this whole press tour. And I saw your post when you were like laying on the stairs when you were asleep.
Sleep, yes.
Yeah, just I know it's sheer exhaustion. So how fun has it been promoting this show?
Well, it's always exciting when people are excited about a new show, and to be able to have the world premiere of it in Monaco with the Prince. And I mean, it's those are the moments that you cannot predict or plan for. And it was so wonderful to be able to have that experience with hundreds of strangers. The
Yeah.
large screen part of it, I could have done without, but that's just a personal preference. But then after it was over, you were surrounded by immediate fans, which was so great to have that, immediate gratification of people just being obsessed already with the show and with the characters. And that made it that much more special because you were like, oh, they like us. I think they really like us.
Yeah, I think there's a built-in fan base here. I mean, Harlan Coben's been writing these stories about, Mickey's got his own trilogy of stories. And he's written 34 books or so, and then he's,
or more. It might even be more at this point.
Might have, majority of them are about this particular family. And this story here, you have those built-in fans. You're also probably going to get new fans in who aren't familiar with the book series, and that just creates this huge fan base. What was it about this story that drew you to it when you got the script for this?
Yeah, well, when I read the script, I loved it, and I was already hooked and into it. So then I went and read the book. So I did it the reverse, and I read the first book, which is Shelter. And then I actually stopped because I was so intrigued by what was going to happen and who was bad and who was good that I didn't want to know, because I didn't know how much we were going to tell in the first season. And I didn't want to have more information than my character had. So I really just kind of read up until that was all I was supposed to know. And then I didn't want to know the stuff I wasn't supposed to know. And, but I think what's important too about this is that it's okay that you haven't read the books, because
Yes.
we've obviously, the books are our guiding force and where all of our characters are from, except me, because I'm not in the books. So,
Right.
but I think that is also wonderful, that you do not have to have read the books in order to love the story. I think you're just going to you will know less of the mysteries than the people who have read it. So you're kind of at a gain, because you don't know what's going to happen, where the people who have read the books are like, oh, I know who that person is. I know what's going to happen to her.
Right.
But I hope that we've tried to kind of change it up and embellish it a little bit more, that there's still going to be some surprises for people who have read the books too.
Just being a fan of it, I am also, I there's a different dynamic here with you, because your character is not in the books.
Right.
So that draws new interest, especially for me as a fan. When you think about this story and what people are going to think when they see it, what do you hope people take away from this story?
Well, one, I hope they just enjoy watching it for the sheer fun and mystery and thrill of it. And it's very fast paced. And then I think there is a wonderful underbelly in the story too, that is also about your chosen family versus your family that you're related to, and how much of an effect those people have on your lives. And I think it's also a coming of age story of teenagers and of adults coming of age at different times in their lives and learning from each other without even realizing that they're learning from each other. And then I think it's fun to watch people put their minds together for good. That for me is always a wonderful thing to take away, that how powerful we are as individuals and how even more powerful we can be together as a community.
That was a great answer, Constance. Thank you. Just one follow-up question here. Is there anything with your character, who's a prosecutor, by the way, that you feel like you can relate to in life?
I think I relate to her, or just relate in life, is someone, a very smart person named Adrian Greensmith, who plays Spoon, said in an interview that as actors, it's easier to find the ways that you're different than the character than the ways you are similar, because obviously we're the people playing the characters, so there innately is stuff that is going to be similar. So now I've been focusing actually more on the differences between me and Shira, because I think those are the things that are more interesting to play and to kind of talk about, right? And so I think at her core, she is someone that runs away from fear, and where I don't, I do the opposite. Or at least I like to tell myself I do the opposite. And just, she doesn't allow herself any joy. And so I hope she changes that up, because that's also, I allow myself too much joy sometimes.
Well, I certainly enjoyed it. I saw the first 3 episodes, and I want more. I'm really looking forward to the rest of this show. Thank you, Constance, for speaking with me today.
Of course.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. And I hope you like the rest of the season.
Right, I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Hi,
oh my God!
I'm Lou Booker, and I'm with Up Your Geek. How you guys doing?
You have a poster of Shelter on your wall.
It's the TV.
It's the TV. Oh. I was like, I don't have that poster.
I designed that poster, so that's yes.
Well, it's time for us to up our geek.
Yes. So thank you guys for joining. This is my show, Up Your Geek Spotlight. I got a chance to see the first 3 episodes of this show, and I love the show. Being a fan of the series, I know that people don't or don't have to have read the book to like this, because I want the rest of the season now.
Good.
After seeing the third episode, and I can't wait for more. You guys have very interesting character dynamics in the show. Can you tell me about what was the most challenging thing about bringing this script to life with your characters?
You want to start?
Okay.
No, for sure.
The hardest thing was probably is there's a lot of maybe there. Here we go. I think there are a lot of moving pieces, and sometimes I'd be sitting in a scene, I'd be like, wait, shit, I don't really know. Hey, like, there's a lot in the air. How do I think the hardest thing was always just bringing it back to the people, and always trying to keep it grounded and understanding what changes from the beginning of the scene to the end of the scene. So that was something I always had to bring myself back to when it felt like everything was spinning out of control with the plot and stuff like that.
There's a lot of things to juggle, I think. Like being a high schooler, having a high school experience, your emotions being insane, and then also like trying to find someone who's missing. You know, in high school, it's like it was like because we were constantly holding those two things all the time in scenes together. It was like we're solving this mystery, but we're also figuring out how we interact with each other as characters, because we were only just starting to get to know each other, but we also like miraculously trust each other
In the show.
Yeah. So it's like one of those things where when you're doing those scenes, you're carrying like double weight of emotional baggage.
I think that's what makes the relationships in the show seem so organic. They develop so quickly, and I mean, if you think about the friends you have, you know, it's probably like there's a quick reaction that happens. It's almost like, wow, I know we could be friends, and then of course it builds, and you learn more about each other, and tensions occur. But if you think about the grand scheme of things, this show is really like a week or two of friendship that these guys have shared, and they go through so much, and it thoroughly bonds them.
Yeah, and kind of like acting in that way too. You bond very quickly when you get to know people and have to be in a vulnerable space all the time.
You guys do have great chemistry on screen, and I love Adrian. I love your character and how he's like, is it hug time? Is it? Does he need,
people love hug time.
Yes. So with that being said, so if your characters really like got close really quickly, and then Mickey's just running head on into everything, what do you think is the difference between you in real life and your characters on the screen?
Oh God.
It's you. Answer it.
I feel like I lack, or I have a lot of the confidence Mickey has, but I put it in a different place, and I sort of try and ignore it to the best of my ability, and so he has a raw confidence that comes off very smoothly. And so for me, it was difficult to, because you know you can pull an emotion out of anywhere, but it's difficult to have an emotion within you already and like resort it in your brain to mean something else. So for me, it was difficult to recognize that I have that in me, and then also be able to make it a good thing, and not such like a negative idea in my brain. Yeah.
I would say for Ema, it's like she's a very vulnerable person, and I think I do share that element. I think I have my heart on my sleeve a little bit more than she does initially. I think, you know, she is just as vulnerable, or if maybe more vulnerable than I am as a person. And I do think, if anything, she's like an incredible friend. I think they all are. I think that what makes the story so awesome is that, like, friendship is like a superpower in the series. Yeah, that was kind of a digression, but you know what?
It worked.
It worked. Friendship.
I'm looking forward to more of this show, and especially you guys on screen. I'm loving the story so far, having read the book. So I'm loving what you guys have brought to the screen and these characters.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for being on. Hello there, freaks and geeks. Thanks for joining us for another edition of Up Your Geek Spotlight. I hope you enjoyed this interview. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to grab that notification bell to be alerted whenever we post a video. And don't forget to follow us on social media. Premiering on August 18th on Prime Video, Harlan Coben's Shelter stars Jaden Michael, Adrian Greensmith, Abby Corrigan, and Constance Zimmer. Here's the official trailer.
I saw an old lady with like long gray hair. She called out my name and she said my dad was still alive.
What?
And I know it can't be true because I watched him die.
Mickey, you can lean on me. You have people.
Hey, I'm Ashley.
Nice to meet you. I'm Mickey.
Is she your girlfriend?
No, I'm gonna take this downstairs. Did you guys hear about Ashley? She was supposed to be here yesterday, but she never came. Maybe she's in serious trouble.
What were you even doing at that house?
You know about that lady?
She's our town boogeyman. She only comes out at night, and she steals children, and she eats them. I'm kidding.
You need to drop it, Mickey.
You know I can't walk away.
He couldn't save his dad.
So he's got to save Ashley. Someone would have to enter through this thing out here.
I want to do that. I can't remember from the claustrophobic. No, I'm not claustrophobic. I'm
Do you
not.
want me to shove you in a locker so we can find out?
I remembered I actually am claustrophobic. Isn't that funny?
This butterfly was connected to your dad and to Ashley.
You think he's ready for the truth?
Is not ready. We're gonna dig up my father's grave. What are we gonna find?
Everybody has secrets, Mickey.
If we could get all the security footage the day Ashley disappeared.
Yeah, it would definitely be really hard to download every second of every surveillance camera the day Ashley disappeared. I downloaded every second from every surveillance camera on the day Ashley disappeared.
How'd you pull
You're
that?
serious.